Welcome back to a new semester of the Eagles Sports Update, your home for everything Eastern Michigan sports. I'm Bianca Jonah.
And I'm Jillian Siege. Coming up on today's show, we catch you up on all the action that happened over the holiday break, and Eastern Echo managing editor Al Willman will join us to share his thoughts on it all.
But we start with the big news that broke back on December 11th as Chris Creighton was announced as EMU football's new head coach. The new Eagles coach spent his last 6 years coaching at Drake University. Creighton has been a head coach for 5 different universities over 17 years with a career record of 139-46. He's excited to take this position and is ready to turn this football program around. From day one, Coach Creighton said that the grind starts now. He referred to looking for staff members as recruiting, and he is making moves. He recently announced a pair of additions to his coaching staff. Mike Hart will continue to be the running backs coach, and Jacob Kirkendall will continue to be the director of football operations. Coach Creighton said, "It was obvious from our first meeting that Coach Hart had invested a lot into this program and cares about it deeply. He wants to be at Eastern, and after getting to know him, I wholeheartedly wanted him to stay." When referring to Jacob Kirkendall, Coach Creighton said, "He has served this program now for 6 years and does an outstanding job. His work ethic, organization, and connections on campus have made this program through the years and will help elevate Eastern Michigan football as we begin to close the gap." Joining us in the studio now to give us his thoughts is the managing editor for the Eastern Echo, Mr. Al Willman. Thanks for joining us today, Al.
Thanks again for having me, Bianca.
Earlier you told me that you were at the press conference for Coach Creighton. Can you tell me a little bit what the atmosphere was like there?
It was very different from dealings I've had somewhat limited with English's press conferences and stuff like that. Coach Creighton is really fired up about leading this team, like you mentioned. And I think after that press conference was over, me and a couple other people wanted to actually go get a jersey and a helmet and some pads and go play some football. So, I mean, I'm really excited about the direction he wants to take this team in.
Okay, so he over the past 17 years of his career, his record is 139-46, and under Coach English, the Eagles were 12-48. Do you think that Coach Creighton is the man for this job?
I do. I think he's a proven winner at, albeit a lower level of coaching, but I really think he is the right man for this job.
Okay, and so one of the quotes that I liked a lot from the press conference was, "I don't know if there's a greater satisfaction in sports than when a group of guys gets together and believes in each other and commits to something and makes it being a part of something bigger than themselves when others don't believe." I really liked that quote because I think it has a lot to do with the position he's taking now. Being at Eastern, like our recent past years, our football program hasn't been so good, so he's got a lot of people that don't believe in him. Do you think the hiring of Coach Creighton is enough to get the stadium more filled, or do you think it'll take winning for the team?
Well, I think you made a good point. Winning is going to start what puts people in the seats. The hiring is the first step in that. They hire a winner. They get a guy who wants to coach, who's passionate about what he's doing, and wants to get people in here who want, like he said in the press conference, who want to be part of something, who want to start something from the bottom and get it up from the ground up.
Right.
So I think once he does that, the wins are going to come eventually. I'm not saying they're going to win right away, but eventually it'll happen, and that's what'll get people in the seats more, I think.
Do you know, what do you think, how long do you think it'll take for him to get his gears going with Eastern?
Probably a couple, 3 years.
Okay.
He's got a 5-year contract, and I'm pretty sure, barring any kind of crazy thing, he'll be here for that full 5 years and maybe then some. But I think it'll take about 2 to 3 years to really get this program rolling.
Seems fair, dealing with what we've had recently. Okay, and so what do you think about him keeping Mike Hart and Jacob Kirkendall here? What do you think about that?
I think that's a good start. Mike Hart obviously was running backs coach. Had Bronson Hill and those guys doing really good work out there. So I think that was the right move to keep him around, a coach who has proven to get some good guys on the field. Jake Kirkendall, director of football operations. I think that's a good core to have. Somebody who knows the program, who knows the people around, who knows the confidence, who knows all the factors that go into being a MAC school in that program. I think it's a good move to keep him a familiar face, something stable in the system.
Right, and so I heard that he's made another move today. Word on the street is we hired a new offense coordinator. What's his name? Is Kalen You know how to say
Kalen
his last
DeBoer.
name. DeBoer. Kalen DeBoer. What are your thoughts on him?
Well, he was a winner too. He was at Southern Illinois University where he was the offensive coordinator. Also at Sioux Falls University, I believe he was the head coach. And he won a bunch of games at Sioux Falls, one of the winningest coaches in NAIA, which is the conference they're in.
Okay.
It's like Division II sort of. So he's really good at what he does. I think he brings a similar thing that Coach Creighton has, which is somebody who's proven at a lower level, but has something to prove, in a bigger conference to make a name for themselves.
Right, in a Division I school.
Right.
Okay. Well, hopefully our football program will be better and we'll get more people into our stadium.
I sure hope so.
Me too. Thanks, Al, for being with us. He'll come back later on the show to discuss more about Eastern sports. We head over to our new anchor, Jillian.
When we last left the men's basketball team, the Eagles were coming off 3 straight losses, including their first home loss and a heartbreaking 69-64 loss to Purdue. Fast forward to present day, and the green and white has gone 3-2, including the last 2 home tilts on their non-conference schedule. Despite blowout losses to national powerhouses, Duke and Syracuse, Eastern bounced back by opening their MAC conference schedule with a 56-51 win at Bowling Green behind Mike Talley's team-high 14 points. Unfortunately, the Eagles dropped their most recent bout, a 76-66 loss to the Buffalo Bills. Redshirt senior Glenn Bryant posted his first double-double of the season, putting up a team-high 19 points and grabbing 10 rebounds. But it wasn't enough to take down the Bulls, who were led by Jaron Skeedy's 19 points off the bench. Up next, the Eagles will return to the friendly confines of the Convocation Center to take on Western Michigan on Tuesday, January 14th. The game can be seen online via EMU All Access or heard on WEMU.
Staying on the hardwood, the women's basketball squad was having a season for the ages, bringing a 10-1 overall record into the start of MAC, which also started off right for the Eagles with an 88-70 win over Kent State. Unfortunately, things have gone a bit sour for the green and white, as the team has dropped 2 straight conference tilts, most recently to Northern Illinois University on Sunday. It was a tough road loss for the Lady Eagles as they came up short 77-54. Freshman Janae Morton led the team offensively with 13 points, while Shea Sweeney and Natasha Watkins each added 11 to the effort. Redshirt junior Olivia Foudy dominated defensively with 9 defensive boards and 1 offensive rebound, while Watkins pulled down 6 total boards. The Huskies junior guard Amanda Coral could not be stopped and led all scorers with 30 points. Jasmine Harris and Natasha Augusta also contributed double-digit scoring as they scored 14 and 11 points. Eastern struggled at the basket as it went 7-32 from the floor for a 21.9 shooting percentage in the first half, while NIU shot 41.9% to take 36-19 lead into the locker room. The Huskies started the second half much like the first, as they went on an 8-0 run before a pair of free throws from Sweeney cut the NIU lead to 18. After a slew of miscues and untimely fouls, Eastern saw itself down by 25 points, with less than 12 minutes left in the contest. Watkins' 3 straight baskets and a 3-point shot from beyond the arc from Morton brought the green and white within 16 with 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in the half, but the 16-point deficit would be the closest EMU would come to the Huskies as NIU went on to win it. The green and white will be back in action Wednesday, January 15th, when they continue MAC play with a contest against Western Michigan University. Tip-off from the Convocation Center is slated for 7 p.m.
After spending nearly a month away from competition, the men's swimming and diving team returned to action in 2 matches, starting in sunny Miami, Florida on January 4th for the Florida International Invitational, where the green and white finished with a 610 total score, good enough for a 3rd-place finish. Sophomore Andrew Henry turned in the only Eastern victory on the day, winning the 200 freestyle with a time of 1 minute 42.88 seconds. Eastern returned to dual action on January 10th and grabbed their 2nd consecutive dual win, beating Denison University 184 to 116. The Eagles won 10 of 16 events during the course of the meet, beginning with the first 4 events of the afternoon. Kyle Lichtenberg swam a 9:37.10 in the 1,000 free for an Eagle victory, while Franco Petrone claimed the second place spot in 9:40.23. The green and white earned another 1 and 2 finish after Henry and Brian Moore touched in at 1:40.46 and 1:41.10 respectively in the 200 free. The green and white will return to Jones Natatorium Saturday, January 18th, when the squad will face Michigan State University and the University at Buffalo. The meet is slated to begin at 1 p.m. and live results can be accessed through emueagles.com.
On Friday, January 10th, the women's swimming and diving team competed in the Florida International University Invitational. The Lady Eagles bounced back from a 5th place finish with a dual victory over Denison University. The green and white won 10 out of 16 events on the afternoon. The Eagles maintained a lead throughout the meet and ended the afternoon with a 181 over 118 finish against the Big Red. Junior Jesse Godlewski claimed 3 victories for the green and white, taking home titles in the 200 fly, 200 back, and the 200 individual medley. Godlewski wasn't the only swimmer to claim victories in multiple events. Monica Dorzuski dominated in the 100 and 200 breaststroke. Rookie swimmer Grace Van Allen grabbed the first final place finish in between the lane lines in the 200 freestyle. The Eagles were equally as successful on the springboards as Lauren Dark won the 1-meter dive while Daniel Holvey won the 3-meter event. With the win, the Eagles improved to 4-3 and 2-1 in MAC play. Jones Natatorium will be the Eagles' next venue as the squad hosts Michigan State University and the University of Buffalo on Saturday, January 18th. The meet is scheduled to begin at 1 p.m.
The wrestling squad finished an even 2-2 record in duels since the break, most recently finishing 1-2 in the pit duels on Sunday in Pittsburgh. The lone victory, a 26-10 decision over Duke University, came in historic fashion as the win gave head coach Derek Delport win number 80 in his career, tying him with former EMU head coach John Easley for the all-time career coaching wins record. Redshirt senior Jared Germain continued to be perfect in his final season for Eastern as he went 3-0 on the day with 1 pin and 2 decisions, including a win over number 10 Nathan Cracier of UNC. With the wins, Germain improves to 9-0 overall in the season. The Eagles will be back in action Friday, January 17th when they take on Mid-American Conference opponent Northern Illinois. The duel is slated to start at 7 p.m. at the Convocation Center.
Women's track and field team wrapped up the EMU Triangular against in-state rivals Oakland University and the University of Detroit Mercy on Friday, January 10th. The Eagles won the meet by a wide margin, scoring 119 points for the evening matchup. UDM finished second with 82 points, followed by Oakland with 31. The green and white commanded the majority of the meet, winning titles in 11 out of 14 events and setting numerous personal records. Makeda DeBardelovin led the way for all eventers, claiming victories in both the long jump and the triple jump. Additionally, Sarah Chauchard and Janina Palat swept in to round out the top 3 in the long jump. 2 more victories came on the field as Allie Bradick won the pole vault and Katie Wolanan matched her personal best height of 5 feet in the high jump. To kick off the track events, Victoria Veronco set a personal record in the mile run, completing the event in 4 minutes 47.12 seconds. The junior set another personal best later in the 800 meter, finishing in 2 minutes 12.77. Also earning 2 individual titles was Danielle Clark, who sprinted to victory in the 60 meter and 200 meter races. Aisha Hardiman took the 400 meter in 58.86, and Chauchard rounded out the victors with an 8.88 mark in the 60 meter hurdles. The green and white will soon have an opportunity to further improve as they will head just down the road to the University of Michigan for the Simons Harvey Invitational on Saturday, January 18th.
Like their female counterparts, the men's track and field team kicked the season off right with a dominating performance in the EMU Triangular, posting a 155 team total, beating the Detroit University, who posted a 69, and Oakland, who posted a 42. Redshirt senior Tyrone Turner started off the meet in a according fashion as he set a personal best in the weight throw after recording a 62-foot, 3.75-inch launch. Despite the performances in the throwing area, many eyes were focused on Max Babbitts as the senior broke his own previously held Eastern Michigan school record in the pole vault after clearing 17 feet 9 inches. The final 3 individual victories came from Matthew Williams and Cameron Bolton as Williams took the 400-meter dash in 49.12 seconds, while Bolton fittingly bolted to a personal best 6.86 seconds in the 60-meter dash and a 21.66 finish in the 200-meter dash. The Eagles will jump right back into action Saturday, January 18th, when they make the short trip to the University of Michigan to compete in the Simons Harvey Invitational. Rejoining us in studio to share his thoughts is the Eastern Echo managing editor, Al Willman. Okay, so going on to basketball, the women have had a spectacular start to the season. Can you comment on their keys to their success so far?
Sure. Biggest things that they have going for them right now is they're getting a lot better overall as a shooting team. Shea Sweeney, who is a freshman, who's actually at the beginning of the year was supposed to be this big defensive player, who's really showing herself offensively as a good shooter. Janae Morton, also a freshman. They're both guards, shooting the ball really well. My biggest, actually, key to the success is the team building into Coach Verdi's system and buying into what he's trying to coach them, and then Olivia Foudy, who's become an all-around player. She used to just be kind of a force on the boards, kind of as a forward, but now you're seeing her take a lot more shots, shoot some more threes, and just become an all-around player.
All right, and then switching on to the men's side of the court, they've had a 9-4 season so far. What do you think they've done to have such a great season?
Biggest part of it is to find a lockdown point guard, and that's Mike Talley. He's really in the last couple of games starting to show himself as that take charge player who run the point. Also, Glenn Bryant's having a good season right now, and so is just the team as a whole. Really, I think they've got Deshaunte Riley back as in the forward, big 7-foot guy playing in the zone. They got Lakana Jai, who's his backup, who's doing pretty well. Only really downside is that those two guys are fouling out a lot. Other than that, they're doing really well, though.
All right, and then you have an Eagle of the Week for us?
I do. I just mentioned her, Olivia Foudy, just had a double-double against Ball State. So she's my Eagle of the Week this week.
All right. Thank you for joining us, Al.
Thanks for having me.
Right now, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Hey.
Ready to go?
Yeah, but the fire's not out.
Close enough.
Close enough? If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. I mean, the next thing you know, you've torched our whole neighborhood.
Which is why we're not going anywhere?
Exactly. 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hi, I'm Gordon. I'm here about your job opening. Hi, I'm here about the job. Hi. The word you'll hear most often during a job hunt? No. No. One expert says you can expect 20 rejections before you get your first maybe. So don't be down on yourself. Be sure your resume is flawless, or you'll never see the inside of an interview suite. Be punctual for interviews, but no earlier than 5 minutes. A firm handshake is important. And look the interviewer in the eye. Don't be a downer, dude. Speak in positive terms about school and your previous employers. Sit alertly during your interview and show you're human. Smile a little. And follow up every interview with a thank you letter, expressing your interest in the job and why you think you're qualified.
Packers. Viking. Packers. Viking. Viking.
Red state, blue state, vegan.
Carnivore. We come from different places.
Uptown.
Downtown.
Optimist.
We come to different conclusions.
Half empty.
Half full.
But when we live united, we create real, lasting change in the building blocks of life. The education, income, and health of our communities,
Live
our families,
united.
even the person next to us.
Live united.
Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer.
The NCAA has launched its 6th fan contest, an exciting nationwide online competition that will determine which Division I school has the most school pride and supportive fans. Eastern Michigan University fans can learn all the details at ncaa.com/6thfan, including how to win great fan prizes and how to help EMU be awarded over $100,000 in general scholarship contributions. Votes can also be submitted to Facebook and Twitter through ncaa.com. Fans can also vote directly on Twitter by tweeting or retweeting the hashtag 6thfan and hashtag #eMish. The contest also includes prizes for individual fans. An iPad Air will be awarded in each of the 5 rounds to a randomly chosen fan who votes via ncaa.com in that round. In addition, one randomly selected participant who registers and votes on ncaa.com will win an all-expense-paid trip to the 2015 Men's Final Four in North Texas on April 5th through the 7th.
The Eastern Michigan University baseball team has announced the addition of 2 camps for the 2014 season. The 2014 Hitting Academy will hold 3 sessions between January and May, while the 2014 EMU preseason baseball camp will take place February 2nd and February 9th inside Bowen Fieldhouse. EMU assistant baseball coach Eric Peterson will be leading instruction for hitters along with other EMU players for the Hitting Academy, taking place through the end of winter to the start of spring. Advanced professional instruction will be given. Each session consists of 4 different days of instruction, once per week on the same day of each week. The Hitting Academy will take place in Bowen Fieldhouse and is open to any and all entrants ages 8 to 18. Cost per session of the Hitting Academy is $125. The entire EMU coaching staff, including head coach Jay Alexander, will conduct the 2014 EMU preseason baseball camp. The camp, open to any and all individuals from age 7 up to a senior in high school, will consist of hitting, pitching, and catching sessions. There will be a hitting session followed by the combination of a pitching and catching session on both dates. The camp is offered February 2nd and February 9th. Video analysis, mechanics, and fundamentals will be the focus throughout the camp, along with additional drills and instruction. The camp will be conducted in Bowen Fieldhouse. Registration cost for the preseason camp is $65 per session, or $200 for all 4 sessions. For additional information on both camps, contact Coach Peterson via email at epeter13@emish.edu or via phone at 734-487-8660.
In addition to the camp announcements, baseball coach Jay Alexander has announced that the 5th annual First Pitch Dinner will take place on Saturday, January 18th at 6 p.m. Matt Shoemaker, former Eastern Michigan and current Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim pitcher, will serve as the keynote speaker for the event that will be held inside the EMU Student Center ballroom. Tickets will be sold for $125 per person, and seating is limited. Price includes a 3-course dinner, complimentary beer and wine, and a fantastic speaking program. Single tables seating 8 people are also available for $1,000. The event will help the EMU baseball team fund its spring trips as well as its other projects to help enhance the team's performance throughout the season. For additional information on the First Pitch Dinner, download the registration brochure online or call the EMU baseball office at 734-487-0315.
In recognition for their MAC championship winning seasons, the men's cross country team and women's soccer team were honored by the EMU Board of Regents at its regularly scheduled meeting on January 10th. The MAC title was EMU's 18th men's cross country championship, as well as its 4th consecutive title and 8th in the last 9 years, while the women's soccer team picked up the third MAC regular season championship in school history and their first conference championship since 2003. Also at the meeting, E-Club Athletic Hall of Famer Howard Booth was honored for winning the gold medal at the 2013 World Masters Athletics Championship in Porto Alegre, Brazil, for pole vaulting. Booth, who was an outstanding athlete in track, cheerleading, and gymnastics, has set 2 new state pole vault records in Michigan and Illinois, while earning 5 gold medals in the USA National Championships. Booth has been an Eastern professor for more than 46 years while working as an advocate for the biology department.
The Eagles volleyball squad saw 6 of its members named to the Academic Mid-American Conference Honorable Mention list, which was announced on Friday, December 20th. Alyssa Davis appeared in 101 sets this season, totaling 375 assists. Davis is an exercise science major and has a 3.63 GPA. Kelsey Jones appeared in 69 sets and is third on the squad in blocks with 82. Jones owns a 3.42 GPA while majoring in clinical lab science. Sophomore Stacey Perinar played in every set while leading the Eagles in kills with 343 on the season. Perinar is undecided but managed a 3.26 GPA. Paige Roback became the 12th EMU athlete to notch 1,000 kills in a career. Roback is on her way to earning a degree in exercise science and boasts a 3.38 grade point average. Aaron Short earned the distinction of becoming the 5th Eagle to post 1,000 kills and 300 block assists in a career. Short is a computer information systems major, boasting a 3.33 GPA. And last but not least, Corinne Smith led the Eagles in digs with 684, the second most in a single season at EMU. Smith is undecided on her major, but boasts the best GPA on the squad at 3.95.
Swimmer Andrew Henry was named Mid-American Conference Scholar Athlete of the Week for the period ending January 5th. The conference announced Thursday evening, January 9th, Henry, an All-MAC first-team honoree from a season ago, earns the accolade for the first time in his career. He is the 4th Eagle to win the award in the 2013-14 academic year. The MAC Scholar Athlete of the Week honor is presented to a MAC male and female student athlete who has a cumulative grade point average of 3.0 or better and performs well during the week's competition.
The women's basketball team will show its support of the Women's Basketball Coaches Association breast cancer awareness and fundraising program, Play for K, by sporting pink uniforms on Sunday, January 26th in its home game against the University of Akron. Game time is scheduled for 2 p.m. at the Convocation Center. The annual Play for K initiative provides coaches and student athletes around the country the opportunity to come together as one to raise awareness for breast cancer research on the court, in their communities, and beyond. Throughout February, high schools, universities, and local organizations are dedicated to raise funds and awareness to support the K-Yao Cancer Fund's mission of supporting scientific research focused on women's cancers, as well as projects assisting the undeserved community. For more information or to make a donation, visit www.playfork.org.
We end today with a heartwarming holiday story in every sense of the phrase. Prior to the 2013 football season, freshman punter Austin Barnes pledged to donate a coat for every punt he made during the season to a child in need, and just before the holidays, Barnes came through on that pledge by delivering 50 coats to the Hope Clinic in Ypsilanti. The coats were donated by businesses and individuals from Barnes' hometown of Fairview Heights, Illinois. Named a candidate for the 2013 Ray Guy Award, which honors the nation's top collegiate punter, Barnes finished the year with 50 punts for a total of 1,983 yards. He boasted a per punt average of 39.7 yards, an average that was 12th best in EMU history for a single season.
That will do for us here at Eagles Sports Update. Thanks for tuning in, and come on back next week.
For more information on Eastern sports, check out easternecho.com or emueagles.com. And for more ETV, head over to YouTube and search for ETV at EMU.
Bye, guys.